Hello, what is up? Welcome back to Excel Obstacle Course. I have a new course going back to basics on this one. These are 5 shortcut tabs that I believe everybody should be able to get through or know. So we've got columns where we're taking these cells, making them into yellow and blue and putting them into the respective boxes. We've got rows, same deal, just put them in rows. We've got sorting. Here we got sort ascending, sort descending. You get the picture. Now we have copy paste as values. If you look up here in the formula bar, you see that this is column times row. So if we paste these, it's going to give us a different number. We want that to be static, so we're going to be copying and paste specialing values. Specialing, yeah, that's a word. But anyway, we've got the red needs to go down here to this, and then the blue has to go up here. Just there's a little twist. And then totals. We're going to do totals for only the red numbers. Bet you guys can't wait to see how I accomplish that in speed time, whatever you want to call it. So again, I'll show you a couple different ways to accomplish these. Stay tuned. So the first one we can accomplish by using Ctrl minus sign and then F4. So Ctrl minus sign, we get this prompt here that says shift left up row or column. So I'm just going to pick the first one. I don't have to press any arrow keys. It's simply Ctrl minus sign, enter. And then down with the arrow key and F4, that repeats the last action. F4 can be a little tricky though. Sometimes it doesn't like do a sort, for example, for you. So you just have to be cognizant of what it does and what it doesn't do. So to move these columns, sorry, I'm going to select with Control Spacebar, then hit Control X, jump by holding down Control and hitting arrow to the front here. I have to do Control Spacebar again. If I don't, it's not going to paste it. See? Says it's a different size. So if I do Control Spacebar and then Control plus sign, I can put it over by the other yellows. And again, this is really similar to the first one I ever did for folks at work, because these were the most common spreadsheet cleaning things that we saw on the job. And of course, this can be customized to make another job easy, but for the most part, we had messy spreadsheets coming in day after day. We had tens of thousands of clients. All of them did the spreadsheet differently. Even when we gave them a template, they'd do their template differently. They'd have their own specialized template. We couldn't get it standardized, right? So there was cleaning to be done day in, day out. And it was a pain if you did it with the mouse, if you were good enough to do it with the keyboard, which is how I taught my team and eventually the whole department. Then it was a lot easier. And you didn't get as exhausted at the end of the day because there was a ton of work, always in the backlog. It was just nonstop. Anyway, on to the next one. Control page down to advanced sheets. Now we're going to do the same thing with rows. So Control minus sign, and now I have to hit down arrow to shift cells up. Boom. Go over here, F4, F4. Now we're going to we're going to hit Shift Spacebar to get these minty rows to the top. And then we're going to Shift Spacebar, Control plus sign to add blank rows to get those to fit. Now I want to show you a different way to do both of these first two obstacles. It involves Ctrl G, which I think is an underappreciated shortcut key. That looks good enough. So if you look up here, you'll see a period. All these cells, and I don't normally do this, but all these cells have something in them. If you ever want to know if a cell really has something in it, look at the formula bar. Nothing in here, but this one has a period. Now, why doesn't it show as a period? It's because of, you go to right click and format, you can see here I've put 3 semicolon in the type. So when you do that, it just masks whatever's in the, you can put anything you want in the cell, but it's not going to show it. So that's what the 3 semicolons does in custom under category. Fun, right? So that allows me to do Ctrl G. Now, if I do one of these things, that's not very efficient. So Ctrl G is one of those, if I'm just on one cell, I can hit Ctrl G. It gives me this window. I want to go to Special, Alt S, and then type K, because this blanks has a K underlined. So when I do that, it highlights all the blank cells in the sheet. Well, most of them anyway. So now I can bulk delete all the blank cells over. So Control minus sign, because it's highlighted, Shift cells left. Look what I did. I may have saved myself some time there. Same with this. Control G, Alt S, K, Enter. Control minus sign. Now we want to shift them up. There we go. Maybe we save some time. And obviously another thing we could do is sort. Now sorting, left to right, not my favorite thing. But if we wanted to do 1, 2, 1, 2, if I do Alt DS and then options has an O underlined, if I type O, and then L for sort left to right, and my data has headers is checked, so it's assuming that 1 and 2 are the headers, which is what I want. So now we got left to right. It says row here instead of column. If you could click on that. I don't know. Not into clicking, if you've noticed. So then tab over to sort by, and I'm going to go row 2. And I've done the sort, although it's in the wrong order. So anyway, there's a little neat trick there. It's probably better suited for this. And again, they are vanishing. You see it's up here, vanishing because I have the 3 semicolon format going on. So now I'm just going to do Alt ASA, which does that. Pretty neat, huh? So a couple different ways you can do those obstacles, however you see fit. Okay, so now I think I have it back to where it should be. So now sorting. If I have a header, I can simply do Alt ASA to sort ascending. Alt ASD to sort descending. ASA, Alt ASD, Alt ASA, hold down Control to jump, Alt ASD. If you don't like doing it that way and you've been around the block a while, you can do Alt DS. And then just by default, it's going to have a header and smallest to largest boom. And for this, Alt DS, but then you have to go to, you have to back tab. Not very efficient for the descending. For sorting, easy. For ascending. For descending, not so much. So again, Alt ASA, Alt ASD, Alt ASA, Alt ASD. Sorting. Now we have the copy paste special values. I can just do Control A. That's going to highlight everything in the vicinity. Do copy. Hold down Control still. Go over here to the red. Control Shift and V. Paste special values. Which is weird because it doesn't match the picture. I'm going to have to change the picture, guys. I must have changed the location of the obstacle. I wonder if I could just go down one. Nope. About over. There we go. That looks like the picture. We'll do that. All right, Control A, copy, Control Shift V. Now we go here, Control A, Control C, jump around, Control Shift V. Now we have our totals. How are we going to do this? So Alt equal sign is the sum shortcut, right? But after you do that, you can arrow around. And then if you hold down Shift and arrow at the same time, you'll get a range. So there's that one. That's how I plan to do these. Except a lot faster. I'll show you that. I'll go through the speed run in a second. And then we're done. So pretty nifty challenge, huh? It's very basic. I think it's a good one for if you don't know any of these, because these are the ones I most commonly used as a data processor way back in the day. So I'm going to think about where I want to put my cursors. So this one, I'm okay starting, just start it here. This one there, this one I want on the header, although it doesn't matter. You could be anywhere in here and do the sort. I'll just put in the header. And then this one there. Yeah, this is good. Let's lock it in and get our timer up. And I think I might actually not do the live split timer, but actually the timer that comes with Windows. So if you go to clock, you can select stopwatch is what you want. And it's going to be tricky to go down here and click. I don't know. Let's see. So if I'm clicked on this, see if I can hit enter. No. All right, you have to tab down to this, and you can hit spacebar. Now I'm going to go to my obstacle course. I'm going to go back. Yeah, okay. So if you guys aren't savvy with the timers, you can just use this. Now it's spacebar in order to start and stop, and tab goes between these things. So I'm just going to put the timer down there, and I'm going to hit spacebar to start it, and then Alt Tab. So you guys, if you're not good with the timer, but you're good with Alt Tab goes back to the last program you used. See? So it's Alt with your thumb, tap tab once, and release. So a little bit different here. All right, so here we go. Inaugural run of this. I don't know what I'm calling it. I just put the date by it and put course. I don't have too many creative ideas for this, basic course, right? So let's go. 1 minute, 16 seconds. I think we can improve on that. Although I wish there was a way to keep this on top of this the whole time. And I think there is. I'm going to adjust my settings here to do that. Okay, so now I finally found a way to keep the clock on the screen. And again, I'm doing this for folks who aren't really interested in getting live split. So again, to get the clock is stopwatch, Alt Tab to toggle. And then obviously I want this blue play button to be highlighted, and then you hit spacebar to start. And when you're done, Alt Tab over, spacebar to stop. And then this to reset. So tab again, and then hit spacebar again. So let's go again. I think I'm going to try this using the F4 method here, just for fun, right? You guys love it when I say fun. Did that one right. Minute 23. This is challenging. I'm surprised how challenging this is. So in my quest to make something basic that you guys have seen before, I made a monster. Great. So do my undo. And I'm going to keep track of my stuff because we don't use mouse for this. Shift F11, make a new sheet. Zoom in, Control Alt plus sign. My times. And we got to put 1:23.75. And let's say 1 through, in case you guys didn't know, if you look at this window up here, you can see how large your highlight area is. Let's do 15 runs. Alt H FIS, tab 15, boom. There we go. So let's make a chart. I'm going to put just some dummy times in here just to help the AI make some decisions here. And I'm just going to highlight that. Alt N and 1, enter. And then we want to go right click, go select data, and edit. Call the series name My Times, and then the values will be this. There we go. Although I'm going to get rid of these dummy times. And then let's just say if I got a little bit worse, what it would look like. 133.8. There we go. So hopefully this works for us. Okay, anyway. Again, I don't know how to rename a tab without double clicking on it. If anyone knows how, let me know. Times is what I'm going to call that. All right, back to the timer. Let's reset the timer and go back to this and here. Here we go again. 122.16. Had some mess ups there, right? So let's undo everything. And I gotta remember to reset the cursors. Cursor there. Yeah, that's the one that was bugging me. Times 1. Oh, okay. A little better there. Let's do it again. You guys, tell me if you like this new timer, or if you prefer the tried and true live split timer. I hit copy instead of cut. Come on, I made the same mistake last time. Sorry about the noises. I created a monster. This one just is punishing. Sure, you guys have better ideas on how to complete this one, so let me know. 117. First, we got to undo everything. Okay, 117. And I want this to be the same kind of like format, so let's change the format. Category, time, type. Yay, we did it. Let's go again. Put our cursors in the right spot. All right, here we go. Over here, reset. There we go. Remember this trick? Yeah, I like that. A minute 5. That wasn't bad at all. I'll take that all day. Now this beast, this foul beast I created, call it the foul beast. All right, minute 5:80. There we go. Let's do our regression line. Trend line. Boom. Show R squared. Let's put the nerdy equation. For all the statistics people out there. Let's go again. If you guys noticed, I had put in an extra column. My mistake. What a pain this is. Minute 10. Although I think this one is probably it's got an error in it. Oh well, I'm still counting it. Cursor reset. All right, let's do it again. Oh, come on, dude. Remember, escape key is pretty handy when you're doing these. Minute 18, we're not improving, but this one's hard. Not gonna lie. Okay, minute 18, 72. Oh yeah, that just sucks. All right. Reset. Here we go. Do it again. All right, I'll take it. I think it's time to make the leap, though, to do Ctrl G. I'm going to do one more without Ctrl G for the first two, and then, we'll see if it speeds it up. I'm shocked that I'm getting around a minute, over a minute for these. But like I said in my last video, challenging yourself is good, guys. It's good. All right, I'm going to do that over. Oh, okay, back to the start. Some mess ups in there, but we'll get better. So if you supervise people, give them this test, see how long it takes them to complete it, and introduce this course to them to see if it helps them improve their speed and accuracy too. When you copy and paste, use the keyboard, you tend to get more accurate too. So I'd be interested to see if there are any supervisors, managers, directors, VPs out there who want to try that. Let me know. Let's go again. Yep, that was a minute 8. I think we're going to make the jump and use Ctrl G now. See what that does. The feeling it's going to make it a lot faster. And we only got 5 runs left, right? Let's make them count. We got under a minute. All right, here we go. Why did I do that? Oh, it'll give us a good baseline, right? Or not. So yeah, I think Ctrl G might have sped it up a little bit. Don't forget our reset. The exciting resetting of the cursors. Okay. So then this one, but I messed up on the second obstacle with not using Ctrl G. So let's not do that this time. Let's use Ctrl G on both of them. Here we go. Yeah, it's a lot faster. Up. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh no. What the heck happened? What'd I say? A minute 4. It's here for Ctrl G. Alright, there's our new record. That's going to make our trend line look a lot better. Ceremonial resetting of the cursors. Okay, we got a couple more runs left. Let's make them count. Yeah. We're going to redo that one. It's Control G, not Alt G, okay? There we go. What the heck? Minute 2. Knocking at that door in a minute. How many attempts we got left? Like 3? You know I'm coming in the clutch, guys. Minute 2:09. There you go. A minute. Yeah, that's a word. All right, 3 more tries to get this under a minute. Can we do it? I think we can. I mean, I had some slowdowns there, so 3 times. 3 attempts. This one a little bit tricky. What is a 57 seconds? Can any of you guys get it less than a minute? I want to see. Now that I have this new timer system set up, maybe you guys can do it. Or you feel more comfortable recording it. Let's see what's going on with this one. For some reason, I'm having trouble anchoring it. I don't know what the problem is. Whatever. Not interesting enough to talk about. Okay, 57. Yes, I'm so happy. I could cry. All right. We're under a minute. Let's see how much more under a minute we can get. Can we break 50? 55? I might stick with this one. This one's pretty interesting. So let's go. 1 of 2 left. See, why is it doing that? These are all periods. Why is it jumping all the way back? My Excel's broken. Oh. Alright, guys. For some reason, there's periods in the entire sheet here. So let's undo this and resave our master sheet because that's not how it should be. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's do a run. Here we go. All right, do-over. Unlimited do-overs for me. There we go. That's what I want. Not a clean run at all. Oh well. Go out with a bang on the last one. Look at that ugly chart. How do I hate thee? Oh well, whatever. Maybe getting these bad runs at the end will motivate you guys to go out and try this. And say, I beat Ryan on this one. I'm better than Ryan. Just keep telling yourself that. Maybe it'll benefit you in your life. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Last run. Unless I have a mulligan, because I get unlimited mulligans. Here we go. Is that a record? 57-17? I don't know. I don't remember what I got on this one. Oh well, still pretty good. And we're below the regression. That's good. All right, give it a try. Free for a limited time. Go download it. See what time you get. I appreciate you guys watching, tuning in. Till next time.